Welcome back to Two Guys One Gamepad. My name is Sig, and we have Roggle over here, the other half of Two Guys One Gamepad. This is a video edition, purely exclusive here on YouTube, and we are going to be covering WWE's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which is coming out on Saturday, October 8th. So if you're gonna watch it, here's just the matches that are gonna be up, our opinions, along with what we think's gonna happen, like winners and losers, what we think or who we think the White Rabbit is, theories and all that, and then of course any implications we have or we can foresee going into Survivor Series, because that is the next big pay-per-view. So without further ado, let's just hop into this. All right. So first off, Roggle, how are we doing tonight, man?
Not too bad. It's a good intro with your wife and then hopping into it.
I know.
All right,
Feed
so
this shit.
Extreme Rules. This, I'm looking at the lineup right now, but the whole color scheme is one thing that's already bothering me. The purple and green and
It's
I don't know. It just looks
it's October though. That's what they used for like the horror show, Extreme Rules horror show a few years back.
purple and green though. I don't know.
And Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, like the Attitude Era was very extreme and it was very vibrant colors, and vibrant colors are extreme. Type in the comments how many times you think we're gonna say extreme.
Green. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we'll see about it, but I don't mind the color combos. I mean, I think purple and honestly that green is fine with me. That does not bother me in the slightest. But that's not really what we're here for, is aesthetics. So, I will say
the outfits look hideous.
So horrible right now. These cards, they just look terrible. Rhonda, darling, what are you doing with your hair? Anyways, don't come at me, Rhonda. I know you can take me. Don't listen to this episode. Let's just get into it. So, for those of you who don't know, or somehow haven't watched WWE, if you follow WWE or AEW, whatever, there are 6 matches, and this is the first time in a long time that the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, or sorry, premiere event is what they're calling now, is actually like Extreme Rules type things. You don't have you don't have any basic matches in here. You don't have any just basic 1v1, 2v2 type things where it's just you pin or submit type thing. Basic rules. I mean, we have literally, here's the matches, and we'll go back through it shortly, but we have the SmackDown Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. You have Raw's Women's Champion, Bianca versus Bayley in a ladders match, which is the first time any women's title has ever been defended in a ladders match. The match I'm honestly most looking forward to is Riddle versus Rollins inside the fight pit with a special guest referee, Daniel Cormier, which he was huge in the UFC, amazing fighter. Then you have McIntyre versus Cross in a strap match, Edge versus Balor in an I Quit match, and then lastly the Brawling Brutes versus the Imperium in a 6-man tag team, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which I believe is just fancy for 6-man Extreme Rules with a lot of, Irish, Scottish, British weapons. That would be my guess.
Yeah, that's the for the most part. It sounds like for the Donnie, it's I don't know. That one's gonna be weird.
It's just gonna be it's just gonna be an all-out brawl match. It's all whoever gets pinned or taps or passes out. I bet it's gonna go. But
yeah, as long as they let their little Chihuahua guy go crazy, then it's fine.
So we'll dive more into it about this specific thing, but it still bugs the crap out of me that they call him Butch. And they just completely rebranded him, repackaged him, and didn't just keep his NXT gimmick. Which I don't think Hunter is stupid like Vince was on that, so I don't think we'll see any gimmick changes when they get called up from NXT to main roster. But we can work backwards let's talk about the 6-man tag team, good old fashioned Donnybrook match. What do you like? One, who do you think is going to win? Two, any implications towards Survivor Series or the end of the storyline that's been going on for 2 months now, maybe longer?
I think this is probably the end of the storyline for this, and they kind of start to break the whole Brawling Brutes up at this point because I don't know. It's the storyline is decent, I like it, but I don't see this as a strong enough faction to stay relevant enough for very much longer. Sheamus is getting older, but still definitely in his prime of wrestling. Shaved the mohawk and everything, doesn't look like a complete idiot.
But I think that's why the
I
faction
like
will
the
stay
Brawling
around.
Brutes. I do like the Brawling Brutes. I do like the whole idea that they have with it. Um, I'd like for it to say I don't like the Imperium. I hate the whole look of them. I
So,
can't stand that
am I the
style.
am I the only one? And like, don't cancel me for this. But am I the only one with the Imperiums that's getting very much a 1942 vibe, 1930 late 30s? You know, certain major cosmic world event vibe from a specific
Yes.
country. Like, I know that's not what they're going for, but that's like the name and the way they all kind of look and stand. Again, not targeting, but I'm just saying. The first time I ever saw them
They,
on NXT or even like the main roster, my first thought was, uh, this is a PG show. That's not very family friendly, at least the way
PG.
the way I interpret it. So I was like, I thought we were going away from the whole. Thought we're better than that. Thought it's been a few decades. Guess not.
If you look at WWF, whatever, has had that style of character many times.
Okay,
Done
but
similar.
but
It's
again,
over.
completely different
It's gone
era
over
though.
okay.
Completely different era though.
Correct.
They were like
Yeah.
Attitude Era, no censor or minimum censor, no
Mm-hmm.
real social media for the most part till the latter half. Nowadays, we're talking about like that's not that's not okay. But at the same time, there's part of me that also likes the gimmick. I like both these groups' gimmicks. I don't think Brawling Brutes will break up. If anything, they may lose Butch, so where he can go on into the independent side or the solo side of the house. But like you said, Sheamus is getting up there in age. I don't see him. I don't see them dissolving this group because Sheamus is able to give these other two uh, people, faction members, not only knowledge but also like build up their reputation a little bit as being these brutes, and it also keeps him healthier longer, so where he's not having to take as many bumps as aggressively. But I mean, there's a SmackDown match from what was it, October, or no, not October, sorry, September 30th edition of SmackDown. They had like just a nasty fight, and it was I liked it, so I'm interested. I of course will watch it. Uh, I just hope the Brawling Brutes finally get a win, and Imperium takes the loss for once because right now the card's been stacked against Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes every step of the way. Like I said, at least for the last two pay-per-views, so 2 months, if not longer. Um, I don't think he'll have collision impact on storyline. I think this will be the end of it. But I could see this be how they set up against like maybe not necessarily a bloodline, but I feel like they're building up factions a lot, like several different factions, even like AEW is doing. Um, Kind of wanted to keep everybody healthier longer, but at the same time also to start competing a little bit more and add a different dynamic to it. But I think they're also trying to figure out a good faction or squad, or whatever, to take on bloodlines when that eventually comes. Who do they want to have dissolve the bloodline? Who do they want to have just disrupt the entire bloodline? So that will be interesting.
I mean, it works. It worked in the past. Factions have always been a big thing. Stables, all that stuff. I mean, Triple H obviously comes from one of the most successful Degeneration X outside of NWO.
Evolution
What?
and DX.
That didn't count one.
Evolution
Did
was deemed a
was a
major
knockoff of Four
faction.
Horsemen.
Doesn't matter.
It was a knockoff of Four
It doesn't
Horsemen.
matter. It built up Randy Orton, it built up Dave Batista, and led them to it. So DX built up Hunter as a leader after he took the reins from Sean when Sean stepped away from the company for a bit. Go watch the documentary. It's available on Peacock right now.
So with the factions, the stables on like that, they do help push a lot of different characters who aren't good on the mic or strong enough to carry them by themselves as they're still kind of coming into it. Like Butch, which I think at this point he could probably spin off on his own and really become something. I mean, he's going to be a mid-tier guy at best. I don't see him going anywhere above that. I mean, intercontinental style, but maybe outside of that, I don't see it going anywhere else.
That's the thing. Other than Sheamus, there's nobody out of these two groups that I could see in the world title picture. I don't see any six of these men, even Sheamus right now. I don't even see him as a top tier, like mid tier at best. It really just depends. I know there's a lot of talk about how Gunther is going to be pushed or is being groomed, whatever, for a world title. I hope that's not for like several years down the line because he's not there yet. And it's right now it seems like they're building him up as a heel. But the problem is he doesn't talk much, and when he does, it's more just him tearing down and belittling his faction mates. So it's not he's not great on the mic. He's not. I still don't like his overall like matches, even going back to the NXT days where I'm like, you're good, but you're not somebody who could go on for like a 20-minute match or even 10, 15-minute match and hold the audience captivated that long. Like you're a beat down, smash out type guy, so you can do squash matches easily, but not a world title picture, not top tier. So, but again,
not at all.
I don't think this will play out into Survivor Series. I think that'll be the end of it. But yeah, the next one we have. This one's interesting because it's been going on since fucking forever. Edge versus Finn Balor in an I Quit match. So Edge started Judgment Day with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. They stabbed him in the back with Finn Balor taking over leadership. Edge got injured and he keeps making comebacks after being gone for 2 weeks, which I really wish fucking all of them would just stop calling it a comeback. Like he was gone for 2 weeks. They didn't come back. He was gone for 2 weeks. Chill out. His comeback was after 9 years. But,
which after the retirement and they're like that, yeah.
But between these two, an I Quit match, which even since Edge has came back, because he had that I Quit match with Randy Orton, which was one of his first feuds coming back. I believe that was Extreme Rules 2, that pay-per-view. So, and Finn Balor, I can't think of a time I've seen him in an I Quit match or even an Extreme Rules match. So it'll be interesting if he comes out as Finn Balor or if he comes out as the Prince, because that's how they keep referring to him. So bring out the demon side and bring out the Prince, the Demon Prince. So, but anyways, who do you have? And any
this one I'm taking Finn Balor in this one, and I think this is going to push Edge to a certain point of where he'd be gone for a little while again. To put Finn Balor over more with the faction that they has going right now. So I'm taking Balor in this one, and I do think he does come out as the Prince and pushes that storyline even darker, as dark as they can.
Yeah.
Right now. So I think it's time for that to kind of go take a darker turn.
What about Survivor Series? How do you feel like this? Not only just with like Edge and Finn Balor, but Judgment Day as a whole. Since
They're gonna sacrifice Dom live after this one. They're just gonna we're just gonna bring him up and just behead him. I don't know. The Judgment Day is one I think is gonna be one that has to be dark and going darker as Survivor Series gets closer for them to be the strongest point of being called the Judgment Day and at their darkest point, to where either Edge goes completely dark and comes back to not like his Brood days, if even darker than that, because he can be that guy. He can go dark. He can get violent. He can be. I mean, if you're going to see it in this match, more than likely, and you may see some foreshadowing of how dark he can be again. That's where I see it going.
I mean, I cannot disagree with that at all, because Balor has very much been held back so much in the Vince McMahon era, and like Vince didn't push him, Vince didn't let him do everything he could, because he's not built like The Rock or Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns. He's not a big beefy brick shit house. He's very skinny, athletically gifted. But again, this is one of those where like Judgment Day has had Edge's number every step of the way. Granted, that's only if they team up, and since this is an I Quit match, I want Edge to win, first off, let me say that. But that's not how I think it's going to play out. I think it's going to play out with Judgment Day as a whole coming out and just basically making his life freaking miserable beyond belief. And we're going to see the Demon Prince come out, and we're going to just see Finn Balor win. I hope this doesn't put Edge on the shelf or writes him off. But I hope it at least closes the chapter, because I'm sick of watching Edge go against Judgment Day right now. This is getting very much the feeling of Reigns versus Lesnar, where it's just shoved down our throat for fucking 2 years. Like, I get it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I foresee Balor winning, and like you said, this is going to be the evolution stepping stone of Judgment Day getting really dark. I would like to see them get as dark as the Ministry of Darkness, where they had Stephanie McMahon up on that crucifix, or that Taker's crucifix, whatever it was called back then.
Yep.
I would love to see something like that come back, because that was a shock and awe moment back then. And now with all the animations and all the graphics, all the special effects we have, that would look freaking amazing and could be done properly with no issues. So I think this will lead to the bigger evolution, but at the same time, Survivor Series, I see this leading to a major storyline where it'll somehow involve AJ Styles joining them, because they've already teased that very heavily with AJ just getting beat down and losing week after week now, and having, like on this past Monday Night Raw, spoiler alert, him and Rey Mysterio teamed up against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Rey Mysterio got distracted by his son Dominic, quotation marks around son, around Dominic, and then got beat up by Rhea Ripley, at which point AJ Styles got pinned, robbed of the match, and then he pushed down Rey Mysterio, blaming him for everything, and then he got his ass beat by Judgment Day. So I see AJ Styles joining Judgment Day, and maybe this is going to be part of the Survivor or the War Games match, since they're bringing that into Survivor Series. Maybe them versus the Bloodline, kick off a bigger feud. But, I don't know. That's just what I want / think. Likely going.
I don't think you have a big enough name in Judgment Day to go against the Bloodline to match up against Reigns. I don't think AJ Styles is that guy. Now, one thing I was thinking too is, what if I mean, he's talented as hell. It could be, but I was also wondering what if somehow it came to the point of Edge winning and asserting dominance over Balor and taking over Day and just pretty much saying it's mine, I created it, and then just wrecking house anytime they got out of line and becoming a forceful dominant one in the group and taking over in that manner. You know what I'm saying?
They could, yeah. Basically stripping it of leadership and putting it back in its place and say, I built this. I can destroy it, get in line.
Yeah. And like
I can see that.
how Reigns does of Acknowledge Me.
It would have to be different, but yeah.
Now, does it happen? Probably not. But
maybe. I mean,
yeah, but I'm saying that in that manner of Acknowledge Me, but yeah. Which I mean, I could see Edge and Reigns going at it. Now that's in my eyes makes more sense than AJ Styles being one, or even Finn Balor at that too.
Well, yeah, because they could protect Roman Reigns and still let Edge be the hero, anti-hero of all of it. So, I would love for that to happen, but like you said, what? No, probably not.
Probably not.
And God, I hope we're wrong, so where we can come back next week and be like, we were wrong. Yes. All right, so next one.
We're wrong, but Dominic's dead.
I will say, the fact that they're addressing Dominic's real father being Eddie Guerrero, finally, like, that's awesome. And they even have documentaries coming forward. Finally, it's like, oh no, Eddie was in a dark place. I took Dominic from him because that's what Eddie wanted and all this stuff. And now we're starting to see it play into real storylines. Like, yes, finally, perfect way to turn Dominic.
I would be okay if he went to that light heat still. I would be okay with him at that point, just as long as he did it in a manner that worked and not just made it completely cheesy and stupid.
But that's where you come, and we won't spend much time on it right now, but that's where you kind of walk that line is, how do you do Latino heat properly without completely just duplicating it, coming across very gimmicky / cheesy and almost like tarnishing Eddie Guerrero's legacy, because they could do a lot of damage to his legacy, even though his daughter is wrestling.
Yeah, I think I'm just going with more of the light sheet steel, not the Latino heat part of it.
Well, but that was
the light sheet steel, and
that was his whole persona, though.
Yeah,
it's Latino heat. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Literally, that was like his intro.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that in a whole different, like WWE, AEW, even Impact Wrestling, I guess. A whole wrestling episode. But let's get into the next match. Let's try to get all through 6 of these real quick. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross strap match. They are tied together with a leather strap at each other's wrists, and it's like, what, 10 to 15 foot leather strap. There's really no way
it'll
to say
stretch from corner to corner pretty much.
There's really no good way to say this without having that's what she says moments.
Strap on match.
Oh. Again, winner, Survivor implications. And this will have Survivor implications.
Yes, it will. I don't know. I want to see McIntyre win, but from what I've seen, is McIntyre's become kind of a bitch lately, getting choked out and kind of slapped around, beat around.
Jobber, yep.
But I like her kind of get pushed a little bit more. I wish he'd lose the gigantic sword, but it is what it is.
He may.
I see McIntyre winning it in what fashion? I don't know. I want him to have something other than the Claymore as a move. He just needs to be more of a dominant force, and I haven't seen it from him in a long time. And I think he has a lot of potential to do that. I just want to see it. If it takes Karrion Kross to bring it out in Extreme Rules and for him to do it that way, great. But a strap match is kind of one of those things like, yes, you're gonna see a guy get beat with it, choked with it, hung up somewhere, and whatnot. So it's kind of one of those matches that be very lackluster. I think it's for these two guys, but maybe not.
I mean,
But I see McIntyre coming out of this one.
the only other strap match I can think of watching was Cena versus JBL, and it was a good match. But you're talking about a whole different caliber of
Mm-hmm.
wrestler with John Cena alone. Like he can make anybody look fucking good. Uh,
But JBL, I mean, he's good in his own way. Not on I wouldn't say on Cena's level, but
no, he is again, whole different episode. But I think Karrion Kross will win this because they are pushing Karrion Kross, and McIntyre has been made out to be a jobber, to be a little punk. Like he's not. I don't see him winning. He's just not slated right now. Uh, you can't even say it will be a clean or dirty win because it's all Extreme Rules. It's all no, not everything goes. But I think Karrion Kross will win. I think Scarlett will get involved. We've already seen her use a fireball launcher. So I don't know. I give it to Karrion Kross, and I think this is basically going to be, of course, what sets up for who faces Roman Reigns at Survivor Series if he actually has a match then, because he's not even on this card. None of the Bloodline is on this card. So
there's not a title match in this card besides the women's.
Yep. Which again is one of the few things that's like starting to annoy networks of why does Reigns have both titles and why is he not defending it more? But whatever. Again, whole another fucking episode.
It's hard to not do it.
Yeah, this is a short episode. I promise. I'm trying to do it short. Let's just move on. Again, this is the match I'm looking towards because I've seen the other fight pit match with Riddle went during his NXT days, but it's Riddle versus Seth Rollins in a fight pit. Special guest, of course, being Daniel Cormier from UFC or ex UFC now. Win and what plays out afterwards.
Daniel Cormier Daniel Cormier being there is kind of weird. He's talk shit about WWE and gone back and forth about it. I don't get excited for Seth Rollins matches anymore. They all the same. I don't like Riddle. He's annoying. I can't stand the thing. I will give him props the fact that he has transitioned a lot better than I thought he was going to from the UFC into WWE. I liked him a lot more when he was with Randy Orton. But I do see Riddle winning this one in a very good fashion over Rollins, and Rollins and Riddle look good in this match, and it being probably one of the best matches, if not second best to Balor and Edge. But I do see Riddle come out with this one, and I hope it's a good match. It does have potential, but I hope it's not kind of a cookie cutter for Rollins style,
Well,
how it has been.
I mean, Rollins has won. He's had the upper hand each step of the way so far. So this is their third match, I think. So it's only fitted that Riddle wins. I want Riddle to win. Also because it's a fight pit, which is kind of what he was known for in NXT, because it ties in with his UFC background. So to have Rollins win would be stupid, asinine, and just dumb move. Also, it'd be a clear indication that maybe Triple H doesn't really have everything put together for this type of stuff. But hey, whatever. As far as the special guest goes, I don't care, but the fact that Daniel Cormier is going to be on here, regardless of all the shit talk he's done, he clearly is getting a fat paycheck. I'm sure there ain't nothing you would do for a very fat paycheck. But I think Riddle will win.
I wouldn't know that at all.
I think Riddle will win, though.
How far out is Randy Orton from returning?
There's no clear indication out the rest of the years, last I saw, because of his back injury. And the last report I saw, which was yesterday, actually, that said WWE is very concerned with his future with wrestling because of how severe his back problems are. He may be out and definitely may have to be retired.
Okay.
All
This just
because
to
of
be
the
like one where
RKO.
he could pop in.
No, but he has other UFC buddies in NXT. So this would be I think we're gonna see a lot of debuts, a lot of call ups. So he could,
In this pay-per-view.
yeah,
Okay.
the big pay per view. Triple H has done. Um, but SummerSlam he had Bailey and Damage Control people come back.
Yeah.
And he's been bringing more and more people back ever since. So I think we're gonna see, other than who the White Rabbit is or connection of the White Rabbit, I think we're gonna see the debut of somebody. But
I mean, only of 6 matches, you have potential for a lot of storylines to open up, start, reintroduce people, or introduce new people as well. So
you also have the perfect opportunity to close out storylines and end it. So I hope that's what happened with like the Riddle versus Rollins match. I don't want these two to keep going at it. Riddle has shown that he's impressive to watch. He's very technical. Rollins, like you said, is very much cookie cutter, especially lately. Like maybe this last year where it just seems he does the same move sets in order. Like he has a chronological order of I'm gonna hit this move and this move and this move. I'm gonna go for my stomp finisher, miss it. This move, try to go for the pedigree. This move. Spanish fly into superplex. This move, like it's just, not Spanish fly. Sorry, superplex into tiger bomb. He just has a very set thing of moves, and it's becoming very tedious to watch. While he is somebody I enjoy watching normally, he just doesn't have that passion. It doesn't come across he has passion anymore. And it could be because even on like a podcast or interview he was on recently, he's even said several times, I don't feel like I'm the company's priority. I think I'm always second fiddle, even when Roman Reigns had leukemia and I won the title. It was all more just here, hold the title until Reigns is ready. Here, hold the title. He's out for a while because of leukemia. Like I'm never gonna be the face of the company, and that bothers him. Maybe he's hit his stride and he's just I'm here for a paycheck type. Maybe he's quiet.
He needs. I think he needs to rebrand himself again. I don't like this. The Seth freaking Rollins thing is annoying. I don't. I liked it when I first saw it, but I want the blonde hair, dark hair, split, black. Yes, that style of Rollins, which was the early Shawn Michaels style.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Shield slash corporate. Like he was more entertaining, but then again, he's also older now. Like it's been 10 years since Shield came out. But at the same time, I don't know. He's not fun to watch anymore. There's something about it that's just like it's stale. But at the same time,
stagnant.
He can make people look really good. He works really well with other wrestlers like Cody Rhodes, for example. 3 rounds, 3 bouts, whatever, and he made Rhodes look phenomenal, even with the torn pectoral muscle. Like that was just fucking amazing. So
yeah,
we'll see. We're on our last 2 matches though. We have the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair versus Bayley, which you talk about somebody you hate. Like I have said this several times. I don't like The Miz, but it's not like I don't like him. It's more about his character works and it pisses me off. I don't like him. I want him to get squashed. But I will watch his matches because again, he's good at what he does. Bayley, on the other hand, is annoying. Same, like this is the issue I'm sure you have with Rollins. I have it with Rollins too. The laughter, like just fucking annoying. I don't like when any character in any, whether it's movie, video game, comic book, TV show, whatever, when you have that cackle, that laughter, and you just overdo it, or you do the ha or not, like repetitiveness of a catchphrase dilutes it as a catchphrase and just destroys you as a character gimmick. She's not even somebody I like watching.
What?
No, I'd rather have that.
Oh God, I hate that.
I'd rather have that than Knock knock ding dong. Who's there? Shut the fuck up, Bailey. It's not funny. You're fucking annoying. Like every time Rollins does his cackling laugh, like I said, saying, "Shut the fuck up. You're annoying."
All right, next one is catchphrases that kill the character. That's what we'll go with.
That'll be the next episode. But anyways, with like Belair versus Bailey again, this ladder match is the first ladder match for any women's title ever in the history. So it's a big thing. So you know, first off, it's going to be drawn out match. We know Damage Control is going to be there, and we know Asuka and Alexa Bliss will be there. With all that information, who do you think wins? Bailey, Belair.
This match is probably going to be not quite the original TLC Hardy Boys, Edge, Christian, that style, but with Asuka and the other ones that are there, you will see a lot of high flying, more than likely.
Yeah.
A lot of uses of it. I see Bianca coming out with it.
Really?
I do. I think she has what it takes to stay at the face of the company with that title and make a run with it very well. The whole story that she has, backstory of everything, being known for how she is. I see her sticking with it, but she could lose it and, obviously rematch, but I don't want to see Bailey win. I like Bailey in small doses, but I don't want to see her as a champion.
I don't think she was ever good. I don't think her heel character, her heel gimmick, is not a good champion
No, it's not.
face. Like, I don't think she's the face of the company. I don't think she's a good representation of the company. Um, so yeah, with Belair's backstory and her whole thing, and plus, I think we talked about this before. She does all her own, and I really shouldn't be saying like this because it comes across very hey, but she does all her own like outfits, everything she wears, everything you see her do. That's her creation. She does all that. She doesn't have wardrobe backstage do any of it. That's her. She works all week, all night, whatever for her stuff. Which to me is one of those like when you talk about somebody who has passion for this for the company or for the industry, she has like fucking passion and she keeps to her grassroots of yes, I have money, but I don't need this. I'm going to do it myself. I want to represent myself the best way I can. I want everybody to understand. So I want her to win. I do. However, I don't think she's going to win. I think it's going to set up for a Survivor Series war game match where it will be an implication of winner gets titles. So Bianca would get the women's title back. Damage Control would lose tag titles to Asuka and Alexis. But of course, I guess those are 5v5 matches, 6v6. I haven't watched a war game in a while. But anyways, if it's a 3v3, I can see them doing something like that. But at the same time, I think they're gonna put on Bailey solely for storyline and make it so where Belair can come back and win. But I don't think Bailey will win it straight out. I think it's gonna be like Io Sky or Dakota Sky is gonna climb up, grab the title, and basically toss it to Bailey. Flip side, if they allow that, interesting take. I would like to see that story play out. Io or Dakota go up, grab the title, and like toss it down to Bailey, but then Bianca kind of intercepts it, and she has it. Therefore, she wins.
Yeah.
So, and then it still makes her look, still keeps her as champion without diminishing her run. But at the same time, it gives a rematch to play out of Bailey saying, "Well, you didn't beat me. You didn't win. You didn't grab the title." Like, stick to her whole bitchy ass Karen gimmick. That's what she reminds me of.
She has that character, the heel that you absolutely hate as that heel, and that's exactly what they want. But as a champion heel like that,
it's an overkill.
It is, but it's got to that point to where you hate looking at her, seeing her, and that's the heel persona. But I don't know. I think
the Miz
there's
does it better.
storylines.
Miz is an amazing heel, but again, I will go and watch his matches. Bailey's matches, honestly depends on who she's facing, but 99.9% of the time, I will scrub through the whole match and be like, who wins it? Okay, next match. Like, I don't give a shit. She's not, like, to me, she's not captivating. She's not fun to watch. She's annoying as hell. Her whole personification of Super Karen is how I interpret it, is just, like, it's annoying and it's tedious. When she came back at SummerSlam, she should have had a character change or a gimmick change. She could still stay heel, but like baseline, everything else changes. But they didn't do it. She came back. It was promising with her faction, going, yeah, she'll be someone else. No, she's even worse now. Fuck.
With this day and age, though, that it fits. I mean,
Her
it fits.
haircut.
It's the wrestling Karen.
I know. Just.
And everybody hates a Karen, but that's what she is, and it works.
I will agree to disagree. I don't think it works, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. I see the last one.
Yeah, but it will have implications. Whatever happens, this match will repeat at Survivor Series. Last match, and to wrap this episode up, SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match, which, like all these other ones, anything goes. This is the only one that's the most basic of all of them because it's Extreme Rules. They can hit, they can beat each other up, but it has to still be pinned inside the ring. Pin or tap inside the ring.
Not Extreme was anywhere for falls.
In the video game, it's in the ring.
Okay.
I'm not sure now that you say that. But anyways,
That's anywhere.
it may be. Falls count anywhere is like an Extreme Rule match, but anywhere. So yeah, they have too many of these fucking gimmicky matches where like I don't know, they all get blurred together. Anyways, who do you have? Do you have Liv Morgan retaining the title again, but winning properly, or do you have Rhonda finally getting her win over Morgan? And of course, does this continue after this?
All right, so I don't like Liv Morgan as champion. I don't like Liv Morgan really at all. She is. I don't see her as a champion. It bothers me. I've liked Rousey for a long time.
There's no fucking mid tiers of women's division yet. You're either a tag title.
That's true.
Women's. They need to fix that.
I've had a thing for Rousey since she's been in the UFC. Everything else, her whole look does bother me in WWE, but I do see her winning this one, going to Survivor Series and losing it and disappearing.
You see Rhonda winning and disappearing
after Survivor Series, losing it at Survivor Series.
Oh,
so I see. No, I see her winning this Saturday at Extreme Rules, going through and then going Survivor Series and then stepping away because she's not liked at all.
But she is right now because of the Liv Morgan's controversial win, where she tapped, but her.
I'm talking backstage. Backstage, she's not liked. She's not liked as a wrestler.
That's true.
They call her unsafe and everything like that. So I don't see her around very long.
Again,
much longer.
Another episode, but a lot of these new wrestlers in the last like 3 years, the way they move, the way they wrestle, it just looks so unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I can truly think of right now, I mean, I can think of 100 of them, but Damian Priest on Monday Night Raw proved my point when he did South of Heaven on AJ Styles, and AJ, it should be a choke slam, so he should land on his back. Again, we're not professionals, we're not wrestlers, based upon our knowledge. But when he slammed AJ down, he's got him on like his shoulder blade and rib cage, so it looked like a nasty fall. Grant padded ring and all that, but still, I was like, ooh, that's kind of hurting. Anyways, Liv Morgan versus Rhonda. I think Liv's gonna win purely because she is liked, she is the favored, and she's been the underdog for so long. And this will kill Rhonda's storyline with her. And Rhonda has already stated several times recently that I don't need to hold the title to have a good match. I just need good storylines, and I think we should have better storylines in the women's division that are not focused around just the women's title. So I think Rhonda will lose. She'll get better storylines. I don't see her going anywhere though. And I think Liv Morgan will win. And with her going extreme recently, I think she'll win and it will be a clean match for once, but it's going to be like a hard fought bout where I think this match could honestly go like 10, 15 plus minutes easily. But yeah.
Maybe. When's your girl slated to come back? Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her.
So she's got to be back by Survivor Series.
Well, she has to be back by Royal Rumble because she's on the Royal Rumble poster advertisement.
I forgot about her, and what I think also will happen is it will cause Liv Morgan to lose that weight too. I think she shows up. I think Flair shows up at Extreme Rules, screws her out of the title. Rhonda wins. They go into War Games and have something in that manner, including those three, some way.
I think okay. So if Charlotte Flair is gonna come back, I don't think it's gonna be during the SmackDown's champion. I think it'll be during Raw, for similar reasons. One, Bianca's whole thing is she's the EST, the greatest, the best, the fastest, the strongest. She's the EST. And I think if they're going to do something like that, Flair's going to come back. It's going to be during this match. And that could be how Bayley loses, because Bayley also has beef with Flair. Because they were the four horsemen. Sasha, her, Flair, and Becky. So I could see Flair coming back, costing Bayley the match, Bianca winning, Flair saying, "You owe me." Survivor Series will then be Bianca's crew of three, Flair, maybe somebody else, maybe probably Becky if she's cleared by then, against Damage Control and two other people. And at the end of it, basically, Flair wins and says, "You owe me, and now I want my title match. I helped you win the War Games. I helped you win at Extreme Rules, so you're not the EST anymore because you needed help. And now I want my title shot." I just hope they don't put Flair with the fucking title at all. That's all. She doesn't need any more. Another episode for another time. But there you guys have it. Our predictions for extra. Oh, White Rabbit.
You got White Rabbit.
Fucking forgot White Rabbit. Okay, I'm gonna go last on this one, like I've been going all night, because I got a theory, and not like Austin theory. This is a good theory.
So there's a few theories that are out there. Obviously, the biggest one being Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Coming back at either Extreme Rules
or Halloween.
I've heard Extreme Rules, Raw, and Halloween, and then the Raw following Extreme Rules or Halloween, since it is a Monday. Also heard Adam Rose, because they had a stupid White Rabbit with them that was dancing, but there's no point in that dude ever coming back.
He was done.
There's no point in him coming back, period. But I don't think they ever revealed who the White Rabbit was with Adam Rose. I don't think they did.
I mean,
somebody impersonated the White Rabbit.
Yeah, I was gonna say not officially, but yeah, I think it was Christian.
Was it? Yeah, I think you're right. So that there's also one of, speaking of Christian, of Edge being behind all of it and having a methodical mystery side to him again, which again, far-fetched. Bad Bunny's return, which I hope to God it's not. I don't ever want to see him back in a ring.
I don't mind it
ever again. I don't like him. I'd rather see Logan Paul than him. I don't like him.
But hold on. Bad Bunny was, before Logan Paul, of course. Bad Bunny was the only celebrity who actually strapped up and looked semi-decent, pulling off a couple impressive feats that no other celebrity came in and was able to do. And Bad Bunny will be back because Triple H has already said he's in talks.
I know. Hold on, how can you dog out David Arquette?
Here's the thing, okay? he's not a celebrity. He's not a celebrity guest like that though, because he didn't just do like a small stint. He physically wrestled for like several matches and years and everything. He has his own circuit right
Oh
now, even.
yes.
So it's not like he just comes in and goes, "Hey, I want to do one show," or "Hey, I want to do one storyline." No, David Arquette, I unfortunately would still classify it as like an actual wrestler because he's actively doing it. You don't see Bad Bunny hopping out and be like, "Hey, it's Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna go
No
wrestle.
God. No.
I'm on tour. I'm gonna go." No, he doesn't do that. Like Logan Paul, even though he's signed to WWE, he has a contract. He doesn't have enough matches underneath him for me to be like, "Yeah, you're a wrestler." Right now, you're just a guest appearance because you're not actively on storylines. You're not actively on shows. You show up, you do a press conference, you do some social media bullshit stuff. It works, it sells, it works for your character, for your media. But then you have one match. You're not on Raw to wrestle. You're not on SmackDown to wrestle. You don't wrestle in NXT. Like
Mhm.
you're not a wrestler, and I don't think he has or should be given that notoriety to be able to pull stupid shit like this. Because Undertaker had to work his ass off for decades to be able to go, "I'm gonna participate 2 to 3 big matches a year." That's it.
Mhm.
Logan Paul has already been like 2 matches. Period. Does he take bumps on SmackDown and Raw? Sure, but he's not having matches. Uh, but that's not what we're talking about. Like, right, Rabbit. Another episode. So I will go off on a fucking yeah.
Oh, I know. So I mean, okay, just tell me what. There's the Finn Balor coming back as a demon as White Rabbit, which is doesn't make any sense.
No, that's not logical.
One of the biggest ones outside of Bray Wyatt is the return of Malachi Black.
He's
He's
no.
re-
He's
he's
still
been
with
referred to.
he's still
I
signed
know.
to AEW. Now, I'm gonna squash this because I'm so sick of seeing all
I,
over media is everybody's like, "He's released." No, he ain't. Malachi Black is not released. Alistair is not released. Whatever. Because even he has came on Instagram and he
yes.
reads the quote. He's like, "There's even quotations around the word release," which means I don't agree with the author's choice of word. He's like, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking a little break. I need to rest. I need to recoup. I need to,
Mhm.
get back." He's not going anywhere. And I posted this on our Facebook page, even about like David Meltzer, like just shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of that guy specifically, and Jim Cornette and all them. Just this was gonna happen. This shut the fuck up. You're not in the industry anymore. You're not.
No.
And Meltzer used to be really good at reporting. He used to have insiders, and I don't think any of it's fucking valid anymore, especially with AEW. I don't think he has anybody. I think it's going purely off of freaking Reddit posts at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't think it's gonna be Malachi Black. I don't know. He has such a good thing going on AEW right now, unless WWE somehow snagged him, paid for his 5-year contract or 3-year contract, whatever he has, and worked with Tony Khan. That would be the only way. But it could be the Forbidden Door too. So far stretch.
Mm.
What's your other theory?
So mine, which I think is the more the one that fits, is it's something to do with Bray Wyatt. One that I've seen that I like that I really wish would happen would be him introducing his characters
The
from
Firefly,
Funhouse as
Firefly
like the
Enterprise.
Rambling Rabbit, Pig Boy,
Yeah.
Abby the Witch, because that's his own
True.
stable, his own faction. And they've already hit, obviously you can't do it every month having White Rabbit and then switch it to a pig or a witch
Yeah.
after that. It just he slowly starts to unleash them, but he doesn't show up yet.
Yeah.
You don't see him until
Survivor
Survivor
Series
Series.
or Royal Rumble.
Or I mean, I think Rumble is probably as far as you can push it.
Yeah.
You can't push it to WrestleMania. That's way too long.
But
I think.
Rumble is only a few months away, so
True.
it's not a far stretch. They just
No,
cannot
and
continue the White Rabbit thing any longer.
no, it has to end before the end of the month. I think it ends this weekend, or if not Monday. But obviously Halloween is a big one. But I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt and his stable that he starts to unleash because he's very well with that.
I agree. I think it's going to be Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse faction. I hope they don't call it that. I hope they have a really wicked name for it. But it's not going to be Bray Wyatt. It's going to be a faction mate. However, I was thinking about this. Bo and Bray Wyatt are brothers in real life. Okay, and that's the big thing with the bloodline, right? Is they're all family, except for fucking Sami Zayn. But anyways, here's my thing. And I've been noticing even WWE's been using a lot of past films from Bo Dallas wrestling and taking massive bumps and nasty bumps and everything. Me just being a massive theorist at this point. But White Rabbit being Bo Dallas, repackaged, renamed even, whatever. And kind of doing that where, you know, he's a rambling rabbit who was kind of Bray Wyatt's best friend. But have him come in and kind of start wrecking house. This really would only work if Bo Dallas like packed on weight, got brick shit house, like just looked like a motherfucking brick shit house at this point, and had him just go on a rampage, tearing through the roster and saying, "You just wait, he'll be back." Never referring to anything else, just he'll be back. He's coming. Just wait, and start giving hints at dates or coordinates or whatever. They can still do this QR code stuff. They can still do all these fun little like interactive websites. That'd be amazing still. But have it be Bo Dallas as a new character, because it's even been said that the White Rabbit will be someone we have never seen. We have not seen Bo Dallas in quite some time. I'd say a better part of almost a decade now. Well, not a decade, like 5, 6 years minimum. But have him come back and have him lead the faction with Bray Wyatt, and then bring in Braun Strowman. And if Eric Redbeard is done with his contract on AEW, bring him back too. And
Possibly.
then you have four freaking powerhouses, two giants and two. I don't say average guys because I think they're tall people in real life too. But just that would be amazing. I want it to be Bo Dallas now that I had this whole theory playing out in my head on how it would work. It'd be perfect with the relationship being blood, like realistically blood, and then tie into all the other characters and all that stuff. I don't want it to be Edge. No, stuff with the gimmick changes. Getting back to either the Brood or Rated R. That's all his gimmicks need to be. They work. So,
Yeah, his last match was in 2019.
with WWE.
Yep, he's still on the roster too.
Where does he fucking wrestle? I don't see him on NXT or anything.
He hasn't. No, he hasn't wrestled since 2019, November 7th. It was an 8-man tag.
Okay.
It was back when Otis and Shorty were together and all that shit.
They must have not aired it on Hulu.
No,
I don't watch live.
It was a live. It wasn't even it wasn't a Raw or a SmackDown. It was just a live show.
Doesn't count.
So, Crown Jewel, 2019. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
it could still work though.
I do like that idea. I didn't even think about that.
No, that's but like
I do like that. It
lines up with like, and maybe it's just TikTok and Facebook and Instagram Reels pushing these shorts out, and they're like fucking super dated. They've been uploaded months ago, but the timing's just a little suspicious. Is all. So, but with that said, let's just wrap this up. At the end of this episode, we will do a more further in-depth pure WWE where it's like multi-hour. So don't worry, we're coming back with it. But don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on this video. Go check us out on other social medias as well. It's because we do have different content posting up on literally all of our different platforms about different stuff. Some content does get recycled, but not all of it. So TikTok and Instagram right now, you have Roggle uploading basically 31 Days of Fright videos where he's talking about his favorite horror videos and why you should watch it, gives you some details, and he'll rank it on Halloween sometime.
It'll be before Halloween. Yeah, it'll be towards probably the last podcast that we do in the month.
So, like 23 days of Halloween or 23 days of Fright Nights, whatever. 22. So, check it out. Again, that's just Roggle. That's not Sig. And all month of October, it's horror themed bullshit. So check out the podcast every Friday. Roggle's going to be talking a lot. I read the comments. Roggle will be talking a lot. That's all I got this episode. Roggle, you got anything else?
I don't.
Good, I did think so. Anyway.
Okay, okay, go team. No, I'll sit down. Let's sit down and know my place.
I had to after that comment. Had to. Okay, anyways, thanks so much for watching tonight's episode. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you on the next episode. Till then, take care.